Did you know that Quebec, Canada's largest pension fund, is investing $150 million to diversify into the United States multifamily market? How about that New York Life paid $125 million for a 312-unit multifamily building in Phoenix, Arizona? So why are pension funds and life insurance companies around the world allocating more and more of their safe money to commercial real estate? And how can you take advantage of this phenomena? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in today's Pillars of Real Estate. Yes, big money has been investing in commercial real estate for years now, and even more money is pouring in thanks to pension funds and insurance companies getting a taste of this game. So why are pension funds and life insurance companies investing in commercial real estate? Well, maybe they figured out something. Maybe they figured out what I write about in my book, The 4 Pillars of Real Estate, which is real estate has the ability to pay an investor potentially 4 different ways, and that's why it's the surest path to accumulate and preserve wealth. Pension funds and life insurance companies have a very unique responsibility. They must provide streams of income for people that receive pensions or to a family that the breadwinner unfortunately can no longer provide, either because of an injury or because they've passed away. I'm sure most of you by now have heard that these kinds of organizations have been struggling for years. The cost of everything is going up, and just because money was put into these organizations doesn't mean that money sitting in that pension fund or insurance fund is going to be enough to compensate all the people that are entitled to those payouts. So, as yields have compressed throughout the years due to inflation, their traditional way of investing in assets like blue chip stocks, bonds, and safe government-issued fixed income securities no longer serves their purpose, and they began to realize that they can no longer operate as they normally do. And if you're still investing in these traditional ways and you haven't realized you have to change something, you will soon. Because most people don't realize that inflation has been creeping up on us for a long time, and now we're about to enter into a new phase of a long sustained period of interval massive inflation. So here's the thing. Asset managers, like many traditional investors, have been forced to analyze the risk tolerance of commercial real estate. And guess what? They like what they see, and they like it a lot. Back in 2018, a study conducted by the Pension Real Estate Association found 56% of global pension investors expected to increase their real estate investments over the coming years. Not surprisingly, that same year, California State Teachers Retirement System invested $100 million of equity in just one deal. As mentioned before, they're not the only ones gobbling up commercial real estate. So how can you, as an investor, take advantage and profit from this? As I'm sure you know, ever since the pandemic, there's been a lot of money on the sidelines, eagerly looking for yield, and now we're in a market that has rebounded quite considerably, and these funds have run into a big problem. Believe it or not, there's not enough real estate out there that fits their high standards and can generate the stable cash flow they're looking for. They're searching for well-operated properties that don't require a lot of work, that they can just purchase and have a consistent return from day one. What if there was a way for you as an investor to fill that need? Do you really think that you can make a profit? It seems like it might be a daunting task to undertake. After all, turnkey properties are scarce and hard to come by. But what if I told you that there are entities across the United States that do just that? They're experts in filling that need by finding unstable real estate that's being operated inefficiently, taking control of that property, executing a tried and proven business plan to turn that unstable real estate into a well-oiled money-making machine. And what happens when you put this well-oiled money-making machine into the open market? Well, these pension funds, insurance funds, go into a bidding war and pay top dollar for it. Now, these entities that operate the commercial real estate, like all organizations, require money to keep their machine running. They need to pay for construction, property management, and a whole list of other expenses. They also have to keep reserves not only for current operations, but also for potential opportunities that might arise. So what they do is they pool funds from investors, and in return for that investment, the investor receives an equity share along with cash flow distributions, and profits as a passive investor in one or multiple projects that the entity is working on. Now, there are multiple ways of doing this, but the important thing is that you don't have to find the property, you don't have to secure financing, you don't have to manage the property, and you don't have to worry about selling the property for top dollar. As a matter of fact, if you invest in this way, you're investing as a limited partner, meaning no sweat equity on your part, and there is limited risk and limited liability. Now, there's no such thing as a completely risk-free investment. Even the assets that we once thought of as safe investments have lost their purchasing power over time with the rise of inflation. But with commercial rental property, you're getting an asset class with a low risk profile and for decades now has proven to be much less volatile than residential real estate, the stock market, and obviously cryptocurrency. By investing in this way, you're likely to get consistent income with remarkable tax benefits. So if you're looking to stay out of the roller coaster ride those other markets give, maybe it's time you start thinking like a fund manager and diversify into commercial real estate. Hope you found this informative. To learn more on how you can take advantage of this beautiful game called real estate, or to become a passive investor with an entity with a rock solid track record, go to pillarsofrealestate.com and look over the information we have there. And for a limited time, you can download a copy of my book, The 4 Pillars of Real Estate, absolutely free. Till next time, create a prosperous day.